The Great Fire of Rome, 64 AD. Rome, the heart of an empire, the center of power, wealth, and culture. A city where marble temples touched the sky and the streets echoed with the voices of merchants, senators, and slaves. The Colosseum did not yet exist, but the grandeur of Rome was already unmatched. Its markets overflowed with spices from the east. Its theaters sang the glory of the Caesars, and its people believed their city would stand forever. But one summer night, that illusion burned away. It was July of the year 64 AD, a warm evening, calm, peaceful, ordinary. Then somewhere near the Circus Maximus, a flicker of light broke the darkness. A small fire, perhaps from a candle, a kitchen, or a careless spark. No one noticed at first, but within minutes the flames found dry timber and oil and began to feed. The winds were strong that night. They carried the fire through Rome's narrow streets where wooden homes and overhanging balconies trapped the heat. One house caught fire, then another, then an entire block. By dawn, the inferno was unstoppable. Eyewitnesses described the city as a sea of flame. Columns cracked from the heat. Statues melted and fell. The smell of smoke and burning pitch filled the air. Families rushed to save what they could. Children, pets, small icons of the gods. But for most, there was nowhere to go. The streets twisted like a maze, and the fire was always one step ahead. Temples collapsed. Warehouses exploded as oil and grain caught fire. The night sky turned blood red, visible for miles beyond the city walls. For 6 days and 7 nights, Rome, the eternal city, was consumed by its own brilliance. When the flames finally slowed, the destruction was beyond imagining. Out of Rome's 14 districts, only 4 remained untouched. 3 were completely destroyed. The rest were scorched ruins. 2/3 of the greatest city in the world had turned to ashes. Bodies were found in the streets, some holding each other, some trapped beneath collapsed roofs. The Tiber River ran dark with soot. The empire's heart had stopped beating. And where was the Emperor Nero while his city burned? When the fire began, he was away at his villa in Antium, near the coast. But when he returned to Rome, the people's anger quickly turned toward him. Rumors spread like the flames themselves, and some said Nero had ordered the fire so that he could rebuild the city in his own image. Others claimed he wanted to clear space for a grand new palace. And then there were the stories that he stood on his balcony playing the lyre, singing of the fall of Troy while Rome burned before him. Was it true, or was it the invention of those who already hated him? We may never know. The historian Tacitus, writing years later, suggested that Nero actually tried to help. He opened his gardens to refugees, organized food supplies, and even offered aid to rebuild. But by then, it was too late. The people had made up their minds. To them, Nero was not a savior. He was the man who had destroyed Rome. Faced with fury and chaos, Nero needed someone to blame, and he found them in a small new religious group spreading quietly through the empire. The Christians. They refused to worship the Roman gods. They spoke of one God, one truth, and one kingdom beyond Rome. To many Romans, this was treason, and now the perfect excuse. Nero accused the Christians of setting the fire. Public trials followed. Executions were staged as entertainment. Some were thrown to wild beasts. Others were burned alive, their bodies used as torches to light Nero's gardens. It was one of the first great persecutions in history. The fire that had destroyed Rome now burned through its conscience. In the months that followed, Nero began to rebuild his capital. He ordered new streets, wider, straighter, safer. Buildings had to be made from stone, not wood. He promised a stronger, more beautiful Rome. And at the center of it all, he built his masterpiece, the Domus Aurea, the Golden House. A vast palace with marble halls, gold leaf ceilings, and even an artificial lake. But to the people, this palace was a symbol not of renewal, but of arrogance. It rose on the very ground where their homes had once stood. Rome was reborn, but for many it was not their Rome anymore. The Great Fire of Rome changed everything. It reshaped the city, altered the balance of power, and scarred the reputation of an emperor forever. The true cause of the fire remains a mystery. Was it an accident, a plot, or perhaps divine punishment? We will never know. But one thing is certain. That night, as the flames reached for the heavens, history itself was rewritten. Sometimes a city must burn so that a new era can rise from its ashes. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed exploring this dark chapter of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned. In the next episode, we'll uncover another mystery of the ancient world.